Ladies and gentlemen, close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and release. Feel that. That's not just oxygen, that's possibility. Right now, in this very moment, the invisible intelligence that governs the universe, the one that spins planets and blooms flowers, is at work in your life. It is not distant. It is not waiting. It is now. It is present, and it is breaking every financial limitation that has ever tried to define you. But here's the truth. You have to meet it where it lives in the eternal now, not in the past, not in the fear of the future, but in this living, breathing, sacred moment. Most people live their lives repeating patterns, not because they are destined to be broke, but because they are memorizing scarcity. They wake up and think the same thoughts, they feel the same stress. They anticipate the same bills, the same insufficiency, and call it reality. But that's not reality, it's a program, and I came here to tell you, God is rewriting that program. When you align your mind with the divine, you begin to feel wealth before it arrives. You begin to live as if provision is already surrounding you, and why wouldn't you? You are connected to a field of infinite possibility, a divine intelligence that lacks nothing. The more you tune into that, the more you become it. Because your brain is not just a storage device, it is a transmitter. When you think thoughts of abundance, your body begins to feel abundance. When your body feels abundance, your energy changes. And when your energy changes, the environment begins to respond. You don't chase money, you attract provision by becoming the frequency of prosperity. Right now, I want you to imagine, what does it feel like to be completely free financially, not one worry about the future, not 1 ounce of lack. Close your eyes again. Picture that version of you. Where are you? What are you doing? How do you walk? How do you talk? That's not imagination, that's creation. That version of you exists in the quantum field, and every time you align with it, God begins to collapse time and bring that reality into form. The limitation you used to believe in, it's an illusion. It's not structural, it's neurological, it's energetic, and today it's breaking, because God is not waiting to bless you once you earn it. God is the blessing flowing through you once you believe it. So if you're tired of debt, tired of fear, tired of feeling like you're always chasing, I invite you to surrender to this truth. God is breaking every financial limitation now, not tomorrow, now. Breathe into it. Feel it, declare it, walk out of here today not as someone hoping for a break, walk as someone whose breakthrough has already happened in the unseen. Let your nervous system believe it before your bank account sees it. Because when you do, heaven responds, reality bends, and money just energy flows where your mind and heart have made space for it. It's not magic, it's alignment, so I'll leave you with this. You are not here to struggle. You are here to remember that you are connected to a source that never runs out. To remember that financial freedom is not something you earn, it is something you receive when you become it. The shift is happening. Now, let it in. God is breaking every financial limitation now. This is not a hopeful phrase or a motivational slogan. It is a reality that exists in this very moment for those who are willing to align with it. Financial limitations are not permanent structures. They are energetic boundaries formed by years of belief, emotion, and habit. Most of what we experience as lack is not based in the material world, but in the unseen architecture of our mind and nervous system. We have rehearsed scarcity for so long that we mistake it for truth. But the truth is shifting. The moment we become aware that our financial condition is not fixed, we open the door to transformation. God, the infinite, intelligent, creative power that flows through all things, is not distant or passive. This power is dynamic, personal, and responsive. It moves with intention. And when you begin to think, feel, and act in harmony with abundance, that divine power begins to break every invisible wall that held you back. You may not see the wall fall in the physical right away, but something begins to change in the quantum field, in the energetic patterns around you, and most importantly, within you. What once felt impossible starts to feel natural. In this present moment, divine intelligence is flowing in ways that are not limited by your bank account, your credit score, or your past decisions. What looks like a dead end in the physical is just a signal to turn inward and realign. Financial limitations begin to dissolve when you embody the knowing that source is unlimited. When you surrender to this truth, your identity shifts. You stop asking for breakthrough and start becoming it. The spiritual dimension does not recognize lack. It only responds to what you are willing to believe and embody as already real. Scarcity is a memorized pattern, not your destiny. Most people live inside a loop of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that continuously reinforce the idea of not having enough. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe in limitation, through what we see, what we hear, and what we emotionally absorb. These impressions form neural pathways, and those pathways become our automatic responses to life. Over time, scarcity doesn't just become a belief, it becomes a state of being. We don't even realize we're repeating it because it feels familiar. And what is familiar often feels safe even if it's holding us back. The brain is designed to be efficient. It prefers what is known even if what's known is lack. So we wake up and think the same thoughts, feel the same fears, take the same actions, and we get the same results. This is not destiny. This is repetition. What appears to be a financial ceiling is often just a neurological loop playing out day after day. Scarcity feels like reality because it's been rehearsed emotionally and mentally so many times that it becomes our filter for life. But a filter is not the truth. It's a lens. The good news is that patterns can be rewritten. You are not hardwired for lack. You are conditioned to it, and what is learned can be unlearned. Once you recognize that the feeling of not enough is simply an old energetic program, you can begin to interrupt it. And the moment you interrupt the familiar with something greater, like gratitude, vision, and faith, you start to rewire your experience. Scarcity is not embedded in your DNA. It is memorized through repetition and can be replaced through awareness, intention, and alignment with the abundance that already exists within and around you. You attract provision by becoming the frequency of prosperity. Everything in existence operates on vibration. Thoughts have a frequency, emotions have a frequency, and your entire being emits a signal that the universe constantly responds to. Financial abundance is not just a material state, it is an energetic signature. When your internal state aligns with the energy of wealth, the outer world begins to reflect it. Most people try to change their financial circumstances through action alone, but true transformation begins at the level of being. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are in resonance with. Becoming the frequency of prosperity means training your body and mind to live in the feelings of abundance before it shows up. It means waking up and embodying gratitude, confidence, and freedom, even when the bank account hasn't caught up yet. This is not pretending, this is creation. When you change your inner world, your electromagnetic field shifts, and that field begins to interact with the quantum possibilities around you. Provision begins to find you not because you chased it, but because your energy became a match for it. The more you live in the elevated emotions of wealth, the more your nervous system begins to accept abundance as your new normal. Over time, you stop reacting to circumstances and begin responding from a higher level of consciousness. Opportunities, ideas, and connections that were once invisible start appearing, not by chance, but by coherence. You don't need to control the external details when you're in alignment internally. Becoming the frequency of prosperity turns you into a magnet for the resources, relationships, and situations that match your new state of being. Provision isn't something separate from you. It is drawn to the energy you consistently choose to inhabit and express. The divine intelligence lacks nothing, and neither do you. The same intelligence that orchestrates galaxies, renews cells, and births stars is the force that breathes life into your body right now. This intelligence is whole, complete, and without limitation. It operates from a state of fullness, not need. It never worries, never rushes, and never operates from lack. Because you are made from this same divine source, you carry its essence within you. You were not born to struggle for scraps in a universe that overflows with abundance. The illusion of lack comes not from the divine, but from separation, forgetting who you really are and what you're connected to. When you forget your connection to divine intelligence, you begin to believe in insufficiency. You start seeing money, opportunity, and freedom as things you must earn or chase. But the truth is, you already carry the seed of every provision within your energetic field. You were designed to receive, not just survive. The universe doesn't withhold, it responds. It doesn't operate by effort alone, but by alignment. And when you align with the truth that you are one with a limitless source, your life begins to reflect that truth in tangible ways. To embody the abundance of divine intelligence, you must begin by dissolving the belief that you are separate from it. You do this by quieting the noise, stilling the doubt, and becoming aware of the presence of life moving through you. In that awareness, you stop identifying with limitation and begin identifying with power. Not egoic power, but the kind of effortless strength that flows from being in harmony with the source of all things. You no longer look outside yourself for permission to prosper because you recognize that your nature is already abundance, already provision, already more than enough. Your thoughts create your emotional reality, which shapes your financial reality. Every thought you think sends a signal into the field, and every emotion you feel is a magnetic response that draws experiences back to you. This cycle repeats constantly, whether you're aware of it or not. Most people believe their emotions are responses to what's happening outside of them, but in truth, they're often reacting to the thoughts they've rehearsed for years. These thoughts, especially around money, form the foundation of their inner world. If those thoughts are rooted in fear, lack, or limitation, the emotional energy they generate will mirror that, and so will their financial outcomes. When you think a thought like "I never have enough," your body responds with anxiety, tension, or frustration. That emotional state becomes your baseline, and your brain begins filtering your reality to match it. Opportunities that don't align with that state are ignored or dismissed. Resources are overlooked. Solutions are blocked, not because they don't exist, but because your emotional reality isn't aligned with seeing them. You become trapped in a feedback loop where thought reinforces emotion, and emotion reinforces the thought. But when you intentionally shift your thoughts toward abundance, gratitude, and possibility, your emotional state begins to change. Your body starts to feel elevated, relaxed, and receptive. That emotional shift changes the signal you send into the field, and in turn, you begin attracting situations, people, and ideas that resonate with your new vibration. Financial reality is not just about numbers or actions, it's about energy. And that energy is first shaped by thought. Change the thoughts, and you change the chemistry. Change the chemistry, and you change the magnetic field. Change the field, and life begins to organize around your new internal state. Lack is not structural, it's neurological and energetic. What we perceive as financial limitation is often a reflection of internal wiring, not external reality. The brain is a record of the past, and if you've repeatedly experienced struggle, disappointment, or scarcity, your neural networks are built to expect more of the same. These patterns are not fixed truths, they are just familiar pathways the brain has memorized through repetition, and the body, conditioned by emotion, reinforces these loops by feeling the same stress, fear, or doubt whenever the topic of money arises. Your nervous system learns to normalize lack, not because it's your destiny, but because it's what you've rehearsed. The more you live in that state, the more your body and mind resist anything unfamiliar, even if the unfamiliar is abundance. You might consciously desire wealth, but if your subconscious programs are aligned with fear, guilt, or unworthiness, your energy sends out a mixed signal. The universe does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your coherence. Coherence happens when your thoughts, emotions, and energy are in alignment with what you truly want. Energetically, every belief you carry emits a frequency. If the belief is "I never have enough," it produces a low, contracted vibration that influences the way you show up in the world. It affects your posture, your voice, your decisions, and ultimately your reality. These energetic patterns are not visible, but they are powerful. They shape what you notice, what you attract, and what you allow yourself to receive. When you begin to identify and disrupt these unconscious programs, you liberate yourself from the neurological prison of lack. You start building new circuits in the brain and signaling the body to feel a different future, one that reflects expansion, sufficiency, and overflow. What you feel, you become. What you become, you attract. Emotion is not just a reaction. It is a signal, a frequency that broadcasts your internal state into the field of infinite possibilities. The universe responds not to what you say you want, but to what you consistently feel and embody. Many people desire abundance, but they continue to feel fear, worry, and unworthiness. That emotional signature becomes their identity, and it sends out a clear message: this is who I am. And because you always attract what matches who you are being, life mirrors those emotions back through people, circumstances, and financial experiences. Becoming something new starts with feeling something new. The body is the subconscious mind, and the moment you teach your body how prosperity feels, before you have the physical evidence, you begin to shift your identity. This isn't about forcing or faking. It's about creating a coherent emotional experience that aligns with the future you want to live. When you feel gratitude as if your needs are already met, you become someone who expects provision. When you feel joy before the breakthrough, you become someone who is already living in freedom. Your emotional state sculpts your energetic field. If you carry elevated emotions like appreciation, confidence, and peace, those energies begin to attract experiences that confirm them. It's not magic, it's biology meeting quantum law. You're tuning yourself like an instrument to a specific outcome. And the longer you maintain that elevated state, the more magnetic you become to the very reality you once hoped for. The future is not something you wait for. It's something you become. And emotion is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The inner feeling creates the outer experience, and attraction always follows identity. Faith collapses time between desire and manifestation. In the natural world, we are conditioned to believe that everything takes time, that effort must be stretched over days, weeks, or years before we see results. But in the spiritual dimension, time behaves differently. When you truly align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with your desired outcome, the distance between what you want and its arrival begins to shrink. Faith is not passive belief, it is active certainty. It is the internal knowing that what you seek is already done in the unseen, and your role is to remain in alignment with that reality long enough for it to materialize. Most people delay their manifestations not because their desires are wrong, but because their inner state contradicts what they say they believe. They hope for breakthrough while feeling anxious. They speak abundance while worrying in secret. These emotional contradictions stretch time because the energy being sent out is incoherent. Faith eliminates that gap. It brings coherence. It trains the mind and body to respond as if the outcome is already real. And when your entire being aligns with that knowing, life bends to meet it. Faith does not require evidence. It creates evidence. It is the energetic substance that fills the space between thought and form. When you are in true faith, you begin to live from your vision instead of your memory. You stop waiting for signs and start becoming the sign. This shift in consciousness sends a clear message to the quantum field: I am already it. I am already there. The universe, which is nonlinear and intelligent, responds to this vibrational clarity with precision. Events begin to organize. People start to appear. Doors open in places that once seemed closed, not by effort, but by energetic alignment. Financial freedom begins with inner alignment, not outer action. Many believe that working harder, earning more, or strategizing better is the key to breaking through financial barriers. While action is important, it is not the starting point. True and lasting freedom emerges from a place deeper than behavior, It arises from the alignment of your mind, emotions, and energy with the reality you want to create. If your internal world is out of sync with abundance, no amount of external effort will sustain lasting change. Inner alignment means your beliefs, feelings, and identity all point toward prosperity. It means releasing old stories of lack and limitation and stepping into a new version of yourself that already embodies financial freedom. When you align internally, you send a consistent, coherent message to the universe and your subconscious mind. This coherence creates the conditions for effortless manifestation because your energy matches the frequency of what you desire. Without alignment, external actions can feel forced, stressful, or ineffective. You might hustle endlessly but still feel stuck because your energy is not supporting your goals. Conversely, when you start from within, actions become inspired, opportunities appear naturally, and your steps forward flow with ease. Alignment is the foundation on which all sustainable growth is built. This inner work is about transforming your relationship with money, shifting from fear and scarcity to trust and abundance. It's about feeling worthy of wealth and open to receive it. When you cultivate this alignment, you no longer chase success. Instead, success chases you. Your outer world becomes a reflection of your inner state. The deeper your alignment, the more automatic the flow of resources and support. Financial freedom, therefore, is not just a result of external circumstances. It is a natural outcome of living in harmony with the energy of abundance. You are not here to struggle, you are here to remember your divine source. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that life is a constant battle, that hardship is inevitable, and that financial strain is a sign of our worth or lack thereof. But these stories are not the truth of your existence. They are borrowed beliefs passed down through generations and repeated by society. At your core, you are connected to an infinite source of wisdom, power, and abundance, a source that knows no limitation, no lack, and no struggle. This connection is not something distant or separate. It is the essence of who you are. Struggle arises when you forget this connection, when you begin to identify solely with the external world of problems and scarcity. The moment you remember that your true nature is divine and unlimited, the foundation of struggle begins to dissolve. This remembrance is a shift in awareness, a waking up to the truth that you are more than your circumstances, more than your fears, more than the financial challenges you face. This divine source flows through you continuously, supplying the intelligence and energy needed for creation and manifestation. When you align with it, you tap into an endless reservoir of creativity, resilience, and provision. You stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start seeing them as signals guiding you back to your true self. Remembering your divine source is an invitation to live from a place of trust, grace, and ease rather than resistance and effort. The pain of struggle fades as you reconnect with this inner power. You begin to live from a higher frequency where abundance is natural and flow is effortless. In this state, you no longer wrestle with life, you dance with it. Your financial reality shifts because your identity shifts. From someone who struggles to someone who is whole, complete, and inherently abundant.